At RaiseCredit.com, business credit is the name of the game. Learn how to build credit that'll look like more money than you've ever dreamed of. Both Wall Street and Main Street offer untold riches to people with credit, and RaiseCredit.com can teach you how to get it.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Ray Reynolds here with RaysWebinar.com. Please get out a tab and pen. We got to take lots of notes. We got to get it in our brains, not in the cell phone. Ultimate thing is to make sure you know exactly what needs to be done. Now, after the webinar, there's a phone number here in the beginning. It's toll free. It's 800-510-3338. Please write it down and have it as reference. Most of the information I'm going to talk about is kind of protected in most ways. The biggest thing is you're going to hear things today you've never heard before. Things that I created over the years. I've been doing this for 43 years. And what I've been doing is making people just like you millionaires and billionaires. So what we're going to do in the beginning is we're going to plan on the problems. We're going to plan on somebody getting in your way, knocking you down, and trying to take it away. But what's going to happen is you're going to learn the line of defense in safety credit. So please write down two things right now. It's called safety credit. We'll talk about that, and also the line of defense for you. I want you to be able to see it, believe it, and go get it. Next thing is please write down never to bring the pain home. As we do this, we all get knocked down. Sometimes I hear it's your friends and family. Don't know, but let's get back up again and again. Now I'm going to share my journey with you just a little bit, but I want your journey to begin with me. I want to make sure I understand and I can get you to that $1 million dream. Now, as we start in the beginning, it's pretty simple, getting past go. I'm going to start when I was 3 years old. When I was 3 years old, I got to be with Mrs. Hope. She basically got her weekly and monthly checks. What she did is she dropped me off at the pier every morning at 6:30 in the morning from the age of 3 to 9.5 years old. Yes, I thought she was a she-devil from hell. You see, if I saw her today, I'd say thank you. You see, one of the things that I did as a little boy, being dropped off at the pier right on the beach, because you get Marina Del Rey, Torrance Rocks, Palos Verdes. All you see is money. So what I did is I started gathering magazines. Magazines are, seeing rich and famous people, all the things that they've got. I fantasized too. Then I bought basically a lot of books. I started collecting books about them too. What I did is, let me show you what I had to do after stealing and begging off the pier, which is kind of sucks. But you know what I got? I got my Lamborghini collection. I got my Duffys. I got my yachts. I got my 6 mansions. I even broke world records too. You see, I followed through. I got my race boat and my yacht in the backyard, even the helicopter. Now, don't forget about the Ferraris, too. Now, this is not to brag. This is to show you flat out I can get you exactly where I got myself, too. You see, I think a lot of times people, like you get stuck or get knocked down. Or you get stuck into that motivational blah, blah, blah. Or you buy a book about secrets. You see, to me, that's just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. Today, all you need to know is how to get the money. The money, money, money. Because what does it take to get the dream? You got to go get the money. You got to be able to afford it. Now, winning the game of business, I wrote 43 years ago. 43 years ago, you see, I had to move basically, 24 tons by the time I'm 11 and a half years old. That sucked. These people were mean on the 1st and the 15th. Probably because the rent or the mortgage was due or something. So I want you to basically listen and learn, and I want you to play with me every Saturday. I've been doing for Saturday over basically 43 years, seminars, workshops, and boot camps. And I don't like pre-recorded crap. I like live. I like answering your questions and making sure you get it. So the bottom line is I can learn to connect the dots as a kid. And that's important because a corporation's a legal person. So let's understand something. You probably heard of Helping Hand Industries. Years ago, it went nationwide. Kind of fun. By the way, I'm the one who started it at 9.5 years old. I brought in $100,000, then $1 million, and a couple billion too. You see, I've been retired for over 20 years. I'm just trying to help you. It's kind of fun. My wife says it's my hobby, but I think it's basically keeping a promise from a coma I found myself in 2009. Today, write down Ray's rules and make sure you understand we're not going to bring the pain home ever again. You see, if you give me 90 days, I guarantee in writing to you, I'll have you on the $1 million dream. In other words, I'll do the work for you, teach you how to fish, and make sure you know how to fish too. I'm not going to have any excuses at all. But it's a seminar, it's a workshop, it's a boot camp. So the bottom line is today, if you want to listen and learn, I can make sure you never bring the pain home again. Today is the 2nd of November. We made it this far. We're in the 4th quarter, by the way. What I'd like to do for all of you, if you allow me to, is I'd like to rebuild your credit the right way. 820. Got to make you a qualified CFO. Get you $100,000 or personal or business credit as well. A franchise, a house, an apartment complex, maybe commercial real estate too. But I'd like to do the work with you or hold your hand either way. I want to make sure you understand today is 2020. Now what does that mean? January 2nd is 2021. That's 2 years. Now, if you understand this flat out, a corporation says basically first fiscal year, second fiscal year too. What it allows us to do is make sure we understand, come January 2nd, we're going to get a lot of more credit. Now, I want you to think about getting your calendar right away. Not the one in your cell phone. I want you to get one in writing. I want you to be able to write on this calendar every day. You see, you got 37 days left of this month and this year. So this month and next month, that's it. If you don't get the corporation set up with the divisions and all the pieces, you might just wait too late. So if you get your calendar out today and you mark every day you have left, what needs to be done, remember, goals are real. And next year is 2021. I'm going to call it the blackjack year. Everybody can win blackjack. But what happens in most of the time with you lose your job or have an emergency. Next, what happens is you run out of time, you run out of money. In 42 days, you jack up your credit, you brought the pain home. Why? You didn't know how to play the game. Sorry to say. See, today, you're not going to do that anymore. You see, you did it the wrong way. So I'll show you what I'm talking about as we do this overview. First of all, we got to find the time we're missing. That means you got to get up early every day. I say 4:30 in the morning. The main thing, that'll be up to you too. Now there's a picture of me, and guess what happens? You and me, we can build a relationship. I'll follow through 100%. All right, the bottom line is I've been doing this so long and having fun. Seminars, workshops, and boot camps. Now when I worked with Ken Yarborough years ago, that was fun too. So I want you to understand, he was the security chief at TRW in Asperian. I had to train him on some things as well. Please write down Credit Services Act. Credit Services Act will take you later today to the Federal Trade Commission. It'll tell you that credit repair is a scam. Now, if you go to BBB, it'll tell you right there, LexingtonLineCreditRepair.com, same company. They have 4 federal complaints against him. They've been collecting money every month and every day. They're not supposed to do that. See, credit repair is just writing stupid letters like some of you. Not mine, not late. I'll show you exactly what needs to really be done. The next thing, it'll refer to the Credit Repair Organization Act. So it even says credit repair. Attorneys can't do that either. So you've got to rebuild your credit the right way. If you allow me to, I'll have it done in 3 to 6 months for you. Now, if you're a little slow and don't follow through, it might even take 9 months. But the reality is, at the end of the day, it'll still be done for you. You got to get to the seminars and workshops with me. Now, that's the NACB, the National Associated Credit Bureaus of America. They only certified one person on the planet. By the way, that was me. Kind of having fun. They say I'm the #1 master consultant worldwide for 43 years. So let's think about this right now. All right, you got an SSN. Come on, that's your Social Security card. I'll bet you right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's in your purse or it's in your wallet. Do you know why you got the SSN? We're going to tell you why exactly. You see, today the Federal Trade Commission says that 97% are screwed up. Is that going to be you? You didn't have to use your Social Security card in the first place the way you did. So let's remember a couple things. Raise rules, raise tools. So we don't want to bring the pain where? Home. So let's understand something today. If you look at that card front and back, and you really read it and pay attention, it'll say do not laminate, don't use for variety purposes, don't carry with you. It'll tell you flat out it's not even yours. By the way, the credit says, talk about credit some more. You know, the credit has saved my life as a child and as an adult. Okay, kind of fun. So the bottom line is this. All right, every time you hear somebody saying money for a rainy day, sorry, in my life it doesn't rain, it always pours. What about yours? So what we have to think about is this today. If you got an emergency today, let's think about it. Let's plan on it. Remember, plan on the problem. Let's plan you have emergency today. You need $5,000, but you need it now. You can't refinance your house. That takes 16 weeks. You ask your friends, your family, the bank, they all say no. But if you would have listened to me and had a safety credit card like I have in my hand, or the one on the screen for $5,000, and you had to max it out, play catch up, not fall down. By the way, the payment's only $50 a month. You know you piss that away every other day. The bottom line is I'm going to tell the truth. Not everybody likes me, but not everybody likes you. You have to live with that today. Hey, are you the one who wastes $140 a week? Is that true about you? You waste $140 a week? If that's true, that's $600 a month. By the way, let's write down some rules. Here's a Venture and a Venture One card at $50,000 a pop. Personal credit has to be called safety credit. Write it down, please. You see, the reason that is simple, you can't write off the card or the interest rate at all. So if you're wasting that $140 a week, that means you're wasting $600 a month. You know, to me, that's kind of silly. You could have got 2 pizza locations today. All right, that only gives you $24,000 of positive cash flow per month. Can you do yourself a favor, please? Stop wasting money. Never bring the pain home, because that's called silly and dumb. Now, if you do one of my projects, it's pretty simple. I have a program basically for franchise. This is 2 pizzas, by the way, which 2 units give you $24,000 of cash flow per month after all the bills. But then I have to do the work in the beginning for you. Corporation, 2 divisions, tax ID. I build you $150,000 of credit, go buy the 2 units for you. I even have the management company manage the companies for you. And all you have to do, if you want to buy an income and have turnkey, is $25,000. You're going to have $50,000 left over from the credit to run the operation anyway. But again, maybe you don't want turnkey today. So what are we going to do next? Remember what I said? Plan on the problem. There's somebody going to basically get in your way or try to take it away. We're going to focus on safety credit today and the line of defense for you. I want you to have the ability to see it, believe it, go get it every time. I don't want you to bring the pain home. That's all I got as a kid. So the reality is I didn't get blessed with the mommy and daddy and a family. I got to steal and beg out of a trash can too. Reaching the goals, I did all mine by the time I was 26. How am I doing so far? You see, you're going to have to believe in yourself like I do. You see, I believe in God and I believe in me. When I broke the world record for the highest kick on the planet in 1981, still hold the record today, that just means one thing. White men do jump. Just stupid people say we don't. So remember something flat out. When someone says you can't do this or that, don't listen to them. God gave you an idea and a dream. Go do it. Then basically help other people like I do every day. Now let's look at that SSN again, because that's our beginning. When you got your SSN, what did you do? You got that job because you were told to. Oh, goody. Now we got 2 write-ups if we're lucky. And then what we got is we got an Experian, an Equifax, and a TransUnion too. And here's you. You jacked up your credit past 29%. You dropped your score, got stuck. Hell, you couldn't get any more. Is that true about you today? It's a flat out, but you didn't have to do it that way anyway. But the bottom line is, what did you do? You didn't listen to me. I've been doing this for 43 years. Where the hell you been? If you haven't been playing with me, no wonder you're stuck. The bottom line today, another reason you got an SSN, because the United States of America Incorporated uses as collateral, especially since Nixon took the gold standard out. They've been printing money 24/7. So let's understand something today. All right, please write down this little list. This is what I'd like to do. It's called Ray's Rules. I like to get everybody $100,000 of personal credit. Don't ever use more than 29%. If not, you'll get stuck. From there, that gives you $71,000 of safety credit, just in case you lose your job or there's a pandemic. Now, I've proven my point for 43 years that most people take the money and the credit from the family and roll the dice to hurt the family, and they go, honey, let's bring the pain home some more. That's all they do. Never hurt your family. I didn't get one of those as a kid. Never bring the pain home. That's called silly and dumb. I didn't get a family till I got a wife and some kids. Until then, I was God me. That's what I got. So the bottom line today, We all have a sad story to tell. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares at the end of the day. There's me in a coma at 5.5 years old. I hit the curb at 40 miles an hour with my face. They said I'd never walk again in my life. I still got up. There's me in a coma in 2009 where I got to die at 5:41 on the 5th of July. So let's understand something today. There I am waiting to die. Worth billions of dollars nobody gave it. You know what? The bottom line is, what did they do wrong? Well, I got swine flu, pneumonia, COVID-9. All right, pandemic 9, pick whatever name you want to call it, H1N1 too. At the end of the day, there's my yacht, my race boat. Where you park yours? I park mine in my backyard. You see, being the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles before the coma, I'm probably the most verified person you can find on the planet today. I got no BS for you. But I will drag you up the hill and get the things for you, what you want to do. It's easy. I've been doing this since I was a little boy. So let's understand. I'm laying there in the hospital waiting to die. Kind of sucks. I took someone on my yacht. I took people to watch the fireworks on July 4th. A group of people from school and church. The next day I get to die. That kind of sucks. So what did I do when I finally came out of the coma after making that promise? For 5 weeks I walked around with an oxygen tank. That's right. And you know what? That kind of sucked. But I got no mommy and daddy to call, so help me, please. So I had to do it myself. God me. I put my credit score back to an 820. Listen carefully. Since I knew they're not supposed to use it in the first place for credit purposes, it only took me 5 weeks. From there, I popped another $1 million of credit again. I don't stay down, and from now on, neither will you, if you listen and learn. But again, that's up to you too. You got to realize today, we don't get a do-over. We get to live or die. Now I got to worry about COVID-19. Are you kidding me? Today, you might want to wear a mask. If I knew to wear a mask or a bag around my friggin' head versus laying in that hospital being dead, I would have did that too. But the reality is, this is up to you. See, it takes a moment to die and a lifetime to live. Which one you going to pick today? I don't want you bringing the pain home anyway. And please don't be comfortable, please. Comfortable people are lazy, don't you know that? Half of you are lazy and half of you won't follow through. The other ones really want it. So the ones who really want it today, don't be comfortable. I've never been comfortable a day in my life. I plan on bringing another 10 billion in the next 36 months to have some more fun. But again, what have I done? Every day I get up at 2:25. That's right. The first time I started this, I was 2.5 years old, looking in the mirror, crying my eyes out. You see, I figured out at 2.5 years old, I got to figure this out myself. Had to be me, God, me. That's it. Who am I going to help me? Like you, who do you really have to help? Who do you really, really have? The bottom line is, I want you to try what I did today. I dropped to my knees at 2:25 and I said, thank you, Jesus, for another day. Then I went and found a mirror and I stopped time. See, the moment I stop time and I look at myself, I take responsibility for me. Same thing you need to do. Try this once. Don't comb your teeth. All right? Don't comb your hair. Ask yourself 2 questions. Have I completed everything I need to? The answer is no. Then get up before 4:30 in the morning. All right? Is there more to be done? You know, it's really sad. For 43 years, seminars, workshops, boot camps, millions of people, I asked the same question. Did God give you an idea, a dream, or a vision? They all say yes. What did you do next? You went and asked your friends and family what they think. Are you kidding me? Don't you realize most people around you don't want to have you do better than them? I don't get it. I don't care about their damn opinion. What I care about is you. Do yourself a favor. 90 days. Shh. Don't tell anybody what you're going to do. Let me do the work for you, hand you the fish. When they start seeing you're doing this and that, they're going to, how you did that? All you got to say is raisewebinar.com. You see, all that did in the past is clouded your direction. I have heard no 1 billion times in my life. Are you kidding me? Okay, I brought my first Lamborghini at 14.5 years old. I brought my first million in at 14. Double billion, 26. So you think I'm going to listen to a bunch of dummies around me? It's about time you step up to yourself and go get the goodies. Like me, I'm going to chase the money. I love money. It's one of my top 10. Not my top 5, but one of my top 10. You see, money for me is pretty simple. I don't have to steal off the pier or beg. and I can pay my bills, I can feed my family, and I can help people like you. You willing to play with me for 90 days? I'll change your life if you follow through, but this time you better. See, you and me, we're getting older, slower. We're not as pretty as we used to be. Go back to the job you hate. 90% of people hate their job today anyway. They're going to fire you anyway eventually. Then you're going to drive an Uber and deliver some pizza. That's your American dream, isn't that? It's not mine, but it's probably yours. You got a choice today. Remember something. As a little boy, I'm being used and abused physically and mentally, and I had to get out of hell. When I heard the poker game at the Hope family, and she was a she-devil from hell, you see, I stood outside my bedroom, was actually the pantry next to the garage. The poker game, someone said a corporation's a legal person. I wrote it down. You see, they always watch me writing these little notes. They probably thought it was weird. Probably true. Oh, I heard my way out of hell if I could figure it out. You know what I did the next day because I couldn't sleep all night? I drove my little bicycle to the Torrance Police Department because I knew there was a library next door. I went into the library. I said, "Ma'am, could you help me, please? What does this mean?" She says, "Here's a microfiche, here's a book." I read the book. You know what I was looking for? Like you. All right, you bought books how to make money too, right? And from the rich and famous and secrets and all the crap around the world. You know, I was looking for the same thing, but I was 7.5. I read the book front and back. I used the IQ God gave me and Total Recall, and I could read a page at a time, having fun. And then I got pissed off. You see, one of the things I do when I can't get in my way is I get pissed off and I take it internally. And I figure out one thing. I got to figure this out. I went to the library from 7.5 years old every day till 9.5 years old. That's how I ended up creating the Millionaires Founders Kit. You see, that's how I got my million, my billions, and having fun too. All on corporate structure, of course. I mean, no one's dumb enough to bring money to themselves, are they? Then I created the real estate system too. You know, I had $841 million of real estate before my coma, before my life got destroyed. And it was all under corporation. I wanted to hit $1 billion that year. Now, I got to do some consulting for many banks for years. So I wrote a book, How to Become the Bank. Buckets of money, tax balancing. All right, kind of fun. So here's also winning the game of business. So the bottom line is, today, the only thing you need is know how to go get money to finance that dream, get out of debt, quit screwing up your credit some more, and make sure you get above all the crap. Is that correct? You see, well, we found out in March when we started to get COVID-19 and the employees ran home to get that extra unemployment check and credit hotline. Only 4 of them really wanted to work. The rest of them wanted to milk the system, so they went home to do that too. We found in their warehouse a bunch of books and CDs my wife gave them when I was in a coma. By the way, I was at the Bonaventure for 32 years. There was always a line around the hotel every Wednesday night. I used to sell that for $20,000 a pop. But because we found the books and CDs today, you can call sales. It's $999. Now, the bottom line is if you did it through me, through the webinar, because we're live, I'm going to give it to you for $299. That's right, I'm going to give it to you because it covers the cost to get it shipped to you. So what happens next is there's a Zelle, a wire deposit. Take a picture of that page today. Now, if you do Zelle the $299 or wire deposit, you can email me direct, all right, at ray@rayswealthcredit.com. Because what's going to happen next is, if you call sales, the cheapest they can give it away is $499. But so if you want to talk to a rep, or you want it at wholesale price, that's up to you. All I want to do is help you anyway. So I got to rebuild your credit. I got to do the rapid rescore, credit lines, corporation articles, books, CDs, and classes. See, I want you stuck with me. Write it down. Every card you ever get need to be at 25 to 29%. On every given day. You want to maintain an 820 credit score? You want your credit to get to the point it's boring. I maintain an 841. My wife maintains an 843. See, what I got to do is get you a qualified CFO. I got to make you a qualified CFO and quit you screwing this up. I don't get it why people screw it up every day. All right, they listen to all the silly people. I've been doing this for 43 years. The bottom line is I'm just going to tell you the truth. You see, the only two cards that'll ever not matter as long as I set them up through the dashboard to get them paid over time. You see, when you look at golds and platinums, you go, I don't want that. Look at the fees. I got to pay it at the end of the month. But the reality is this. If you allow me to convert them to paid over time, which I do for almost every client, all right, then the 25 to 29% never makes your credit score go up and down. Just like a car or a house. They don't make it go up and down at all unless you screw it up. Now, what I like to do for people is get them their first one. Okay? Then I teach them how to push it up to 100,000. Then I teach them to get 9 more cards or daisy chain it too. So that creates $1 million of credit for you. I don't know if you ever want to do that at all. So what I do is every week I cut the next group I just completed. And what happens is this is the people that at the pack 10. In other words, by the time that we're done pushing things up, they got their 10 credit cards. And what happens is to get you started in the beginning, all right, it's pretty simple. If I give you your first gold, all right, and then I help you push it up to the 100,000, tell you exactly how to do that, you'll have the ability to get 9 more if you want to, or daisy chain it. There's many ways to do this. So if you want, you can actually eventually get it to the $1 million dream. So every division you get could be a franchise, a piece of real estate or something, or even a bucket of money too. You see, it's kind of fun. But if you get a gold card through me, I charge you $999. Pretty simple. And then I help you push it up. Teach you the rules too. So you'll be able to Zelle, wire, deposit. Take a picture of that page. Now, if you did that and you email me direct, then I'm going to call you or have Gina basically email you back. We'll put you in the system and build it up too. All you got to do is follow through. You see, it's like 4 points of income with me. I love real estate first. So if that's what you want to play, all right, we'll go get millions of dollars. We might do a duplex or a fourplex, maybe an apartment complex too. Now, my specialty is basically, all right, commercial real estate. I like that because I can leverage it by 10. Now, if you want a franchise today, we're going to have to pick the ones that stay open to COVID-19, like the McDonald's, the Taco Bell, or the Wendy's when they got the beef, or the pizzas too. Now, profit sharing, how about this? I was also known as the incorporator for rich and famous people for years, leveraging money and credit. There's 84 ways to do that. I'll only teach you 3 or 4 ways. You see, that can go crazy up to $100 million. And the reason I know the 84 ways, I invented every one of them. So we can have fun if you want to. Now let's focus on a company car. I'll bet you today you look around and you see people driving company cars. But not you, of course. And what happens with those rich and famous people today? They write it all off. Here's what you're doing. You're getting your paycheck. It's already been taxed. You're paying for a car you should not. Then you're stealing money and credit from the family, rolling the dice and said, honey, let's hurt the family some more. There's no reason to do that at all. By the way, at the workshops, I teach people how to do what? Get the car at fleet price and tax ID. Can you do yourself a favor today and think about this right now? If you're using your paycheck to pay your payment, gas, registration, insurance, don't they call that taxable income? If I was you, I'd be yelling the word no as loud as I could today, because I'd get to the workshop with me, get you the company car. But again, that's going to be up to you too. The bottom line is I think you're doing it all wrong anyway. Now let's go back out of the beginning again. That SS4, because that's what gets you in trouble, because you only got one. That's all we're allowed to. But they're not supposed to use it for credit purposes at all. An SSN equals a 1040 tax return. That's what it was supposed to do. Remember, don't laminate, don't use for ID purposes, don't carry with you. It's not even yours. Heck, there's the application you filled out. It's even on the back of the card. Go check it real quick, because you realize I tell you the truth. It's not even your card today. But knowing how to do the rapid refresh, the system I created years ago, I get to block all the crap. I get to rebuild you and get you an 820 score. You want one yet? Let me know, because I do it for people every day. Remember that SSN? Oh, goody. You got 2 write-offs. That's all you get. The bottom line is you weren't supposed to use it for credit at all, but now you got that Asperian, the TransUnion, and Equifax. And every time you jack it up past 29%, you drop your score, you get stuck, hell, you can't get any more. How true can that be today for you? It's the truth, isn't it? It will set you free. The SS4, write it down, please. You've been doing it wrong all your life, sorry to say. I want you to focus on an SS4 times 4. Little liability, but we get all the credit we can. We can write off the cards and the interest rate too. And we're allowed to an affiliate like me to build you the line of defense, corporation, subsidiaries, divisions, and more. What does that do for you? I'm allowed to build you an Asperian, a TransUnion, and an Equifax per tax ID. How many would you like? You see, today there's a problem. All right, you didn't know how to focus or actually how to go get it. So let's do this today. Write down SS4 times 4. The way I designed this in 1986, by the way. Don't name a corporation after you for what it does. Then I need you to set up the line of defense. You see, if you had 5 houses, you'd have 5 divisions. Separate liability, 5 franchises. All right, current business. If you allow me to, as an affiliate for you, I can build you the $100,000 card or the $1 million card too. I still got to make you a qualified CFO. Earlier today, remember what I offered you? I wanted to hand you up to $100,000 personal credit. But we still got to call it what? Safety credit for the family. We don't use more than 29% ever. And we don't hurt the family and bring the pain home ever again. Write down, raise rules. See, we all have one SSN. That's okay. So it's equal to 1040 tax return, period. Over here, we got an SSR. We get to play. We get to play the game and win if you want to. There's rules. All you got to do is learn and listen from me. We'll have fun. Now, here's the thing. If I looked at a bankruptcy today, the form would say SSN, SS4. It's like, who wants to be the duck some more? You see, your SSN equals to 1040. You got your 2 little write-offs. That's what it was supposed to be only, but then the credit system broke all the rules. Oh, by the way, the SS4 times 4, 1120, little liability, and we get to write off almost everything we get to do. Are you kidding me? I know one of you are going to complain, rich people don't pay tax. You know, my response is, shut up and join them. Why? Because we pay property tax, gallon of gas, everything else. Oh, you want to see government planes fly around people on their honeymoons too? That's typical of some of you. That's just how it plays out today. So if you understand 2021, that's 2 years. What does that allow me to do? I get the more credit for you. Now, here's a program called Corporate Setup. It allows me to do the articles, the OSList, the tax ID for you. I charge you $9.99. Now, most of you have a corporation today, you pay $3,000 plus, and you got a stock kit too. Oh, goody. They say that 96% of those don't ever do a damn thing at all because they don't know what's next. By the way, I want to get you in the setup class for 90 days. I want you in level 1 for 90 days too. Set up the divisions. That's $99 too. Now, let's understand something. Every time you watch your favorite movie, can you not say the lines before they do? That's why I want you there for 90 days. All right, I want to make sure you understand. The Office sells it for $19.98. Today, I'm giving it to you for $9.99. That means flat out, I'm going to hand you $5,400 of cash credit back to you. It's more than 3 times your investment to yourself. You see, my goal is to take away all your excuses. I'm going to do the rapid rescore, the credit building too. So now you have no more excuses. Besides, A, you don't want to go get it. You see, it's like the millionaires, all right, in the making workshop. I believe every one of you should be focusing on $1 million dream. But you don't think so. You don't think you can go get it. Let me do the work for you. I'll call it step 1, add all the pieces together. 2 analyzations. The office will sell for $3,995 every day. But me, if I give it to you, I'm going to give it to you for $2,499. But then I'm going to hand you $25,000 of cash credit back to you. I still got to take away all your excuses. See, that's 8 times more than you invested in yourself. Well, I do the work. You're going to play with me for 90 days. Go to the workshop. So as we build it for you, you know how to take it over. And if you want, I'll coach you after that too. Zelle, wire, deposit. That's pretty simple. There's my personal email, plus I'll give you the number to the office too. Take away all your excuses today. I don't have excuses. See, when you're watching me on Google, Facebook, and YouTube, that's kind of fun, but you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me. You might want to go to raiswebinar.com and look at the full overview and never bring the pain home ever again. Now, this is what I heard when I was 7.5 years old. So look at it. Let's read it together. If you can't see it, we're going to read it out loud anyway. It's not to give legal advice at all. This is chapter 18 for corporations. Listen carefully. It says a corporation's a legal person. See, the reality is that legal person has more rights than you and I do. Okay, and if you say you don't want a business, that's okay. Let me incorporate you anyway, so then you gain more write-offs and you have personal business credit anyway. See, doctors, CPAs, and attorneys do it every day. But again, what we have to look at is the structure. So let's understand something flat out. The United States of America Incorporated, they've got their line of defense, but you don't. Why not? You see, every state's a corporation. And by the way, every state set up their line of defense too, but not you. You see, every city's a corporation too. And if you notice in the past, some cities filed some bankruptcies. You know why? Because they're a corporation. That's how they got to do it. It's flat out. It's kind of like before COVID-19, banks and grocery stores, you saw locations that are empty too. They bankrupted a piece, they kept all the pieces, but they wrote it all off. But not you. See, you haven't learned how to play the game yet. All right, the bottom line is I want you to learn the 20,000 rules with me, because today you should understand you are we the people. Not only it's your Supreme Court says so, so it's a constitutional right. Don't you think it's about time you learn how to play the game and win? See, when Nixon took that gold standard out, that's pretty good. Gave them the key to the printing press, and they haven't stopped printing money 24/7, just like the census to get more money, count all the people. That's why they do it. Now, you and me, we got our SSN as a teenager. We know that. To get the job. We did that correctly. You know what happens right away? Mama delivered a baby this morning. She's waited 40 weeks for her beautiful baby. And Mama, if she don't sign the SSN for the baby, and they can't put it in the federal database to issue a Social Security card before the baby leaves the hospital, the baby can't go home. The baby can't go in the stroller or the car seat at all. So Mama better sign that SSN form pretty quick. What do you think? Because I got to know how much more money to print. You see, I don't want you being the duck anymore. Write down SSN equals safety credit. That puts it in its place where it belongs. Corporation, divisions, and subsidiaries too. We got to create the line of defense for you. Because why? Something's always going to screw up. Someone's going to try to take it away today. All right, you got to realize you get to play the game too if you want to. But again, will you listen to me? Don't worry, no one on the planet teaches what I teach the way I do. All right, the bottom line is God only made one of me. Thank God for that, huh? So the bottom line is stop bringing the pain home. When Donald Trump bankrupted 4 corporations in the past, he didn't bring the pain home, but you did. Oh, when the rich and famous people do it every day and they stay rich and famous, what about you? Oh, by the way, the cities did it too. What about you? Isn't it about time you play and learn the 20,000 rules from Ray? But the bottom line is, it's like credit cards. Credit cards start credit scores. Credit scores get you more like a house and a car. House and a car do nothing for your credit report at all. They just sit there. All right, unless you screw them up. So what's the rule? Don't ever screw it up. And what is the rule again? 29%. You jack up a card past 29%, you get stuck. I mean, come on, look at Credit Karma today. It's free. They got no phone number to help you. They say 33% because that tricks you to clickety-clack. Don't worry, they lie. Got indicted before, too. What the heck? But if you look at it, anything at 29%, it's in the green. 30%'s in the yellow. Anything else is in the red. Isn't that nice? It's about time you listen and learn how to play the game. I still got to make you a qualified CFO. And I got to get you to the workshop so you can listen some more and master those 20,000 rules. It's like divisions. Because we got 2020 and 2021, I want the 2 years. The office normally sells this for $1,500 for 3. Today in the webinar, during the live webinar only, you can get all 3 for $6.99. And what that means, all you can give the history to them as well when you pop more credit in the future, and the tax ID. But again, that sets up your line of defense. All right, and you're going to have to listen and learn. Remember, my favorite cards are the golds and the platinums. I like when they get their pack of 10, but these are the only 2 if they're paid over time, not due every month. I do throw the dashboard for you. What's going to happen is we'll get 1. I'll teach you how to push it up to the 100,000 and maybe want 9 more, or we're going to daisy chain 2. The bottom line is you can create it up to $1 million if you want to. With time and effort, we can do all kinds of fun stuff if you want to. But again, these people got their pack 10. Been teaching them how to push it up to the 100,000 and daisy chain and get more. Some people want all 9 right away too. The bottom line is you can design your blueprint for you. Nothing stays in your way, so I'll probably have to get you out of your own way too. You see, if I do a gold card and I basically get it for you and I teach you how to push it up as well, I'm going to charge you $9.99. There's a Zelle, a wire deposit. If you want to basically email me, you Zelle, wire, deposit that too, it's ray@rayscredit.com. That's pretty simple. Or you can call the office too. See, the SSN, remember what it says, do not laminate, don't use for ID purposes, don't carry with you, it's not even yours. Not only is there's the application, but on the back of your card right in front of your face, it's what it says today. The system is breaking the rules because they are, with my Rapid Rescore, I can block all the crap, I can rebuild you anyway. Isn't that going to be fun? But again, do you want the 820? Let me know. What I do for people is I charge them for the Rapid Rescore. I do the credit building for free. And I charge them $4.99. But then I'm handing them a $1,000 credit card too. I always like to give them twice as much they invest, if not more, because it gets rid of all their excuses. And then I invite them to the class on Saturday at 1 o'clock for up to 90 days too. There's the Zelle wire deposit. See, now there's no more excuses for you. You've all pissed away thousands of dollars before. Why don't you let me hold your hand? And every time you refer somebody in a program, I'll give you $50. I'll Zelle it to you too. Now remember, when I broadcast up to 3 times a day, Monday through Friday and all day Saturday, guess what? It's always live. I don't like pre-recorded crap, by the way. All right, so the bottom line is you're stuck with me. I might ask you to do 1 or 2 things if you follow through. Remember, I'm the one going to do the analyzation for you. You're stuck with me from the beginning to the end. I don't pass the buck. Ever since I studied those rich and famous people like Walt Disney, they filed bankruptcy 7 times in the past, kind of like a couple of you. You know, because they know how to play the game. Let's look what they did last. They got $1 billion in the bank. They didn't want to pay tax at all, so they wrote an IOU to themselves. So the ones that complain about rich people not paying tax, hell, if Mickey can do it, why don't you shut up and join them too? The bottom line is everybody loves Mickey. Let's have some fun. SS 4 times 4. Oh, I get a couple little liability, but then I can get all the credit I want to, millions of dollars. Ooh, I can have fun. And at the same time, I create the line of defense, the division, subsidiaries, and more. I get to have an Asperian, a TransUnion, and Equifax. And I get to write off all the credit and the interest rate too. See, you've been playing the wrong way. Sorry to say. All right, but the bottom line is you get to play with me if you want to, starting today. The bottom line is we're going to have fun. Remember, personal credit, that's called safety. And over here, we're going to talk about corporation. I want you to get 8 credit cards per division. Per division. Okay, I want you to do it my way. All right, no, it's not having too much credit, it's a bad thing. Not having enough will kill you every time. How about we get 9 lines of credit per division? Then we look at, all right, the supply credit. Online, you'll see those, you don't need to guarantee. Who the hell needs a Staples card in the beginning? You need cash. Cash is king and queen. It takes money to get honey, correct, ladies? The reality is simple. Supply credit, vendor credit, marketing credit, lease credit, gas cards and gas cards too. You got the ability today, if these are not broken, we can learn how to play the game. All right, that's why I want you to seminars and workshops with me. I got to make you a qualified CFO. That's the bottom, that's the truth. You see, you got the ability to listen and learn. Remember, we got 2021. We're running out of time. All right, it kind of sucks because this is your life today. There it is. You got 37 days left. Good luck. If you don't get the corporation and divisions right away, you just missed it again. You've done that in the past, haven't you? But again, for me, corporate setup, $9.98. Get you in, basically all the pieces for you. Articles, tax ID, tax, all right, offices too. And the workshops for 90 days. You're stuck with me. And on top of that, I hand you $5,400 of cash credit back to you. 3 times plus of your money invested in you. Rapid Rescore and credit building too. What excuse you got now? You stub your toe? It's like the Millionaires in the Making program. I believe I can take any one of you, make you a millionaire under the corporation. I've even taken homeless people to prove my point. In 1998, hell, I billed $1 million of credit for my cat to prove my point too. Step one, simple. All right, put all the pieces together, analyze you twice. The office wants to sell it to you for $3,995. That's okay. It's a good price too. Me, I give it away for $24.99. But then I hand you $25,000 of cash credit. And what I want to do is give you 8 times your investment back to you as I rebuild you anyway. There's a Zelle, a wire deposit. That's all you got to do. You know, when I started to study Mr. Buffett's father, then I studied him, the bottom line is pretty simple. I think the world's got it wrong because he's got 100+ companies today. He owns his favorite 10. Ketchup, Geico, Coca-Cola, American Express, Duracell, Dairy Queen, See's Candy, Bridge Breweries, and Fruit of the Loom. My question to you is, he's playing the game and winning, but why aren't you? Why are you not playing the game to win too? You don't believe in yourself or something? You see, as an affiliate, I will tell you basically authorized users crap, all right, trade lines too. You got to know the truth. I still got to make you a qualified CFO. Listen to that carefully, please. The bottom line is you got to know the 20,000 rules and tools. So the overview today is get you started, but get into the workshop with me, you got to master those 20,000 rules. You see, when it comes to the 113 ways to daisy chain credit, I created that, invented it too. I can turn every card into 99 more. How many would you like today? But we got to talk about corporate credit. It's the only thing we get to write off at all. That's why we're going to call it Ray's Rules. But again, today, don't bring the pain home because you never had to. Now, there's some bars in front of you going to prison. That means flat out, if you have the intent to defraud or rip anybody off, I would have to testify, get you a court of law. You're going to run a real business. You're not going to be a scam if you ever thought of that at ever. Of course, none of you did. But I got to have my disclaimer anyway. Here's 3 divisions in a corporation. Now, understand something. Your corporation should never do business. Never. It should have all the credit. It should basically manage the divisions. That's why it's called a management corporation. Every one of those divisions you're going to manage, separate liability. Now, to me, those are the ducks in case something screws up. Now, what do we do if we get a bad piece? We're going to do like the grocery stores and basically banks do every day. Unfortunately, Mom and Pop couldn't do that because they didn't play with me before COVID-19. So we're going to do the 3-step. We're going to call it the Donald Trump, the city, the Wells Fargo, maybe rich and famous people too. It's exactly what they got to do, so let's do this. The 3 steps pretty simple. We can disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Pretty simple. If we can't save the piece, you know what we get to do? We get to bankrupt the piece and keep all the other pieces too. All right, the bottom line is we don't bring the pain where? Home. That's the key to being successful today. Now, when you bought your house, sorry to say, I'm going to say you did it wrong anyway. Write down Ray's rules. You see, here's the thing. Escrow works for you, but you let them tell you what to do. So I would have basically said escrow closed, escrow homestead, escrow recording to trust. The saddest thing of talking to people at seminars, workshops, and boot camps, millions of people, is always ask if they have a house. See, if your assets are not in a trust today, when somebody sues you, they take them away. If you die, you're stuck into probate. Your family got diddly squat. Why don't you Google the word trust today? Now, when we fix up that property today, I want you to do it my way. Yes, we're going to fix one up. Guess what's going to happen next? You're going to hire a contractor that's down outside Home Depot. Good workers. But what if they cut every corner they can and they slip and fall and they sue you and take everything you got today? You see, I don't want you to make a mistake. I want you to think about quickly and need every property you ever get into a division. I want you to think about doing assignment of equity. That way, if they try to sue you at the end of the day, they're going to get diddly squat. Why not? I had to fight to get out of hell. So the reality is I don't want you to have this problem anymore. You're going to learn how to play. Today, please Google irrevocable trust. If it was me, that's the one I would pick, but it's up to you. You see, today, we still got to fix up that property. Now, I know some of you like to play peekaboo with the IRS and make a mess. Sorry to say, you have to play within the system. They are the system. You play by their rules and tools, and you get to win. See, a corporation doesn't pay tax till it makes a profit. So I don't know why you're playing that dumb game anyway. You got a problem because you screwed it up? Go to irs.gov. Download a form called 656 of 433A and B. Get your COVID-19 check. Get your butt back in the system where it belongs. So it's like when we fixed that property today. I'm going to have you have 4 more divisions my way. They used to call me OPM as a kid. I like a division for basically a carpet, appliances, fixtures, and wood. I want to hold your hand and teach you how to go to the manufacturer. Save up to 70%. I don't want you to pay a bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days anyway. We're going to use all their money to fix up that property today. When escrow closes, they'll pay off all the debt. Now you have up to $200,000 left over. Don't act like you're rich, because you're not. Now, I got to ask you a question. Have any of you today, did you have $10,000 to $100,000 in the past and piss it away? And some of you are broke today? Shame on you. Write down Ray's rules, leveraging money. Borrow money's not taxable. Please write it down. Line of defense. You see, if you play with me, I'm going to turn you into a millionaire. Some of you to a billionaire too. We got to learn how to leverage that money today. Before my coma, my office in Irvine Spectrum was only 22,000 square feet, by the way, 2 stories. Had locations around the globe, doing $1 million plus a day, helping people just like you. You see, the bank used to call me every morning at 9 o'clock or be at the office going, Ray, what can I do for you today? Banks always kiss your assets when you got the money. If you got no money, they don't even know your damn name. I want you to play with me. I'm going to show you how to reference that by 3. Then I'm going to show you how the banks borrow from the feds times 10 and loan back 5 to us. Now, if you listen to me, that could have been up to $3 million today. McDonald's, to get one of those, it costs $2 million to play that game too. Borrow money not being taxable. Would you like a Big Mac or fry and a chocolate shake too? I get people in these all the time. See, you got to start believing in you. If you want 2 pizzas, I can do that too. I'll give you one of the turnkeys that's got 2 locations. You get up to $24,000 plus cash flow every month, right after all the bills are paid. So the bottom line, I'll even build the credit to go buy them for you too. I'll even have the management company manage your companies in your divisions too. That's called turnkey, by the way. There's no excuse anymore after meeting me. It's just like when I got the first Rolex years ago. I set up a division for jewelry. I didn't want to pay retail. They gave it to me overnight at $39,000 wholesale price. From there, I don't have to pay for 30 days. I put a loan on the watch I didn't own. I paid the invoice. The leftover money went into the bank account. Maintained the payment on the watch I did not own. And at the end of the day, I got it for free. You sure you want to play with me yet? You see, you're going to have to beat your own doubt. I'll get it all set up and get you all the money, the structure, and hope and hold your hand. But you're going to have to run your race too. It's kind of like cash flow free of your time. Do you understand today, if I got you a brand new corporation today, all right, we'd look up C-191D, 8 ways to loan out money. If I got you $100,000 on a credit card like the one in my hand, I would basically say, let's take $50,000 off the card. Let's loan 5 people $10,000 today. We'll put a second on their house, a homestead blocker, a UCC one too. I invented those about 30 years ago. I'll teach you that at the workshop too. Now, by the way, all right, that would create you $2,449 positive cash flow after all the bills are paid at the end of the month. Oh, you need $5,000? There you go. You need $73.47? See, you get to name your own price of what you need as cash flow to free up your time, usually in about 90 days or less. The only thing that stays in your way is you. You got the ability, and I'll show you some mansions, helicopters, and yachts too. I still got to get you past go. The bottom line is to follow through. I used to call this one God's gift. Why? I parked my race boat and my yacht in my backyard. Where you park yours again? Like I said, I'm probably the most verified person on the planet today. I like the helicopter, the Lamborghini, and the building too. I mean, wouldn't you? Today, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Please change your driver's license to a P.O. box or mailing address, please. You see, you're over here today when you pulled it out, when you wrote that check, because they want to see your ID, and they're going to go rob your house because you're not home. What if they sue you and take it all away? The bottom line is we have the Schaefer Bill in California, the Drivers Protection Act too. You're going to have to learn to protect your ass, and never bring the pain home ever again. Now, the last time you bought a car, now remember I said I want to repackage your house, your car, your bank account. Ready? The last time you bought a car, what did you do? You let somebody sweat you for hours on end. You got up to 9 inquiries, lost $5,000 too. If you're going to do it your way, please add a couple things to it. When they hand you the paper saying we got to run your credit, all right, when you sign the piece of paper, write down it allows 1 inquiry only. Take a picture. What you should be doing is driving a company car, fleet price, and tax ID. I teach step by step at the workshop how to do that correctly every week. So let's understand today. All right? I hope this isn't going to happen to you. What if you went to the bank or the grocery store today and you bumped somebody's car, a little bumpity bump? What's going to happen next is driver's license, insurance, registration, please. Now your heart fell on the floor, and now you're praying some more. Guess what happens? The driver's license, I would hope it would be the P.O. Box or mailing address. The insurance, are you paying for the insurance for the car you're driving today out of your pocket? Don't they call that taxable income? Didn't the corporation say it could pay it off for you every month, every year? Oh, by the way, you're the registered owner too? Oh, goody, you're the duck. They're going to call one of these nasty attorneys on TV. They're going to sue you, and they're going to take everything you got. Remember what I told you? Plan on the problems. There's always someone trying to take it away. I want the registered owner to be a division of a corporation. The lien holder to be the corporation too. I want to make sure at the end of the day they get diddly squat. Maybe you ever had to fight for everything you had in your life, like I had to. But every one of you got knocked down because you allowed it to happen, because you didn't plan on the problem. You know it's the truth, and so do I. So the ability is not to bring the pain home ever again. What did I do on July 3rd, 2009? We're billions of dollars having fun helping people. Like you. I took my yacht from my backyard. There's the address at the time. I said fill it up. I used a corporate credit card. Got to write off the card, the interest rate too. Even the yacht. Why not? It was only $1,600 to fill it up that day. Then I took people on the yacht to go watch the fireworks. And I get to die at 5:41 on July 5th. That kind of sucks. Where you park your yachts and race boats again? You see, I walked around for an oxygen tank for 5 weeks. I put my score back to an 820 because I know how to seal it, I know how to block it, and I know how to go get it back on track. 820. Then I popped another $1 million of credit again. I don't stay down, and now, from now on, neither do you if you play with me. But it's going to be up to you to listen and learn. God's using me to help you today. I kept my promise to help people every time I can. You see, there's me waiting to die at 5:41. But you know what? I named my son and my daughter after me. So if I died today or 50 years from now, okay. The bottom line is the Reynolds University will live on and be my legacy. Focus 2021, 2 years. You blow this come January. Don't you tell me, all right, you didn't push me enough, Ray. All right, believe me, 2020, 2021, 2 years, 9 lines of credit up to $150,000 and no tax ID. All right, that's why we do the corporate setup for you. Articles, also tax ID, $999. Setup class, 90 days. Level 1, 90 days. Why? Listen and learn and put it here. That's $99 too. The office sells it for $19.98. That's okay. It's a good price. But me, today, I'm going to give it to you for half price. $999. As you learn, listen, and learn, guess what? I'm still going to hand you $5,400 of cash credit. I'm going to take away your excuses. I'm going to do the rapid refresh and the credit building for free. Now what excuse you got today? You don't have one at all. All you got to do is Zelle wire deposit. That's pretty simple. If you want to call 800-510-3338 too, talk to one of the specialists. They'll talk to you. You see, it's like that Lamborghini in that building today. They got obtained from tax ID. You see, I want you to think and be the impossible. I've done it all my life. It's called Ray's Rules. There's 20,000 of these you better master. Like I said in the beginning, please give me 90 days. I'll do the work for you, teach you how to fish, and get you on the $1 million dream. I'll even guarantee it. Seminar, workshop, and boot camp. I don't pass the buck, you're stuck with me. The bottom line is like motivation today. I love motivation. At the end of the day, it's still blah, blah, blah. I bet you all those blah, blah, blahs people today are going broke. At the end of the day, you need the rules and the tools. You need the money to go get it. I'll show you some of my goodies. Show me yours, please. If you allow me at the end of the day, because you got a story to tell too, I'll get you an 820 credit score. I'll give you $100,000 of credit if you want to. I'll give you corporation divisions up to $1 million. Then I'll teach you not to screw it up and quit bringing the pain home. You see, what's next for you is pretty simple. It's Ray's rules. There's 20,000 of these to master. That's why you got to get to the workshop. The ability, like I said in the beginning today, I'd like to clone me into you. Repackage your house, your car, your bank account. I don't want you bringing the pain home ever again. You don't have to if you listen and learn. It's kind of like the books and CDs. That's the blueprint to get to the $1 million dream, and it's kind of fun. All right, Office can sell it up to $999. Our average is about $500. Today, if you did it through me, it's $299. Zelle, wire, deposit. That's all you got to do. All right, you can even email me at ray@rayscredit.com if you want to. Now, corporate setup today, $999. Remember, $5,400 of cash credit back to you, 3 times your investment. Rapid rescore and credit building too for free in that package today. What excuse you got now? You've all wasted thousands of dollars before. Now, I want you to invest in this today, so you invest in you and me. We build that relationship, Zelle, wire, deposit. You see, the 14th Amendment of the Constitution made corporations into people. It's called We the People. I love the United States. But everything I've ever done in my life, I tear it apart. I memorize it. All right? And no one likes to play with me because I always win. So the United States of America, they manage their 50 states. The states manage their divisions too. You know why? Because the divisions are what? The line of defense. Isn't it about time you step up to the plate and win too? The bottom line is called Ray's rules. Never have joint credit because that makes no sense at all. You buy a house, it's simple. Escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow put in a trust. Corporation, we don't name it after you. We don't name it what it does. We have up to $1 million of credit. We set up our line of defense. All right, for real estate, franchise, current business, we don't bring the pain home again because we don't have to. The bottom line is you never had to in the first place. Like I said in the beginning too, plan on the problem. Somebody get in your way, you're trying to take it away. You got a little bit of an overview today, and that's only a little bit so far. Safety, credit, line of defense. Now it's time to get to the workshops. See it, believe, and go get it too. And let me do all the work for you. Now, if I do 3 divisions for you today, all right, it's $699. It'll come with tax IDs and some history too. But we got our 2020 and 2021 as well. The bottom line is we're running out of time. I like to know there's 9 lines of credit that you can all go after if you allow me to. All right, on January 2nd, 2021. 21 is blackjack year. Zelle, wire, deposit. You can email me or call the office. Either one, it's up to you. Please remember, all right, on your Social Security card, do not laminate. Don't use for ID purpose. Don't carry it with you. It's not even yours. There's the application you filled out. There's what it says on your card in your hand today. But the credit system said use it and abuse it the wrong way. I know how to block it and rebuild you too. By the way, I'm the only one on the planet that can do this because I own the rights to what I created and invented years ago. You want the 820 score? Let me know. What it's going to cost you is $499. Pretty simple today. Give you a $1,000 card too. Get you to the workshop for credit education as well. Zelle, wire, deposit. How hard is that? For every refer you give us, we'll Zelle you $50. You see, the Millionaire in the Making is my favorite one. It really is. I love turning people into millionaires under corporate structure. Sometimes they want it done overnight, but it takes some time to build it up. But the reality is at the end of the day, I add all the pieces, analyzation too. Office sells it for $3,995 to you. Me at the webinar, I give it away for $24.99. I hand you $25,000 of cash too, of the cash credit. 8 times your investment back to you. It takes away all the excuses. So Zelle, wire, deposit. It's how we get paid during COVID-19. See, the American dream, a lot of people talk about it. And what I did for 43 years, I said, if you think you can beat me and play the game of knowledge to knowledge, come on board. You know how many people left the stage wagging their tail behind them? The bottom line is one thing for you. Reaching and receiving money every month. Pay all your bills. Drive the company car. Go on a business trail. Help other people, free up your time. Keep in mind, I want you to set up the line of defense. I want to do it for you. I don't want you to screw this up. And if you've all spent thousands of dollars in crap, today's the time you invest in yourself, and you and I hold hands. Literally mastering Ray's rules and tools. 2021. I need the 2 years. I need it because you need it. The mayor's in the making today is $24.99. $25,000 of cash credit from you. The average person pays $3,000 for a corporation and a stock kit. I try to give it away the best I can today. 8 times your investment back in you into cash credit. No excuses anymore. Zelle, wire, deposit. Today, at the end of the day, the world's changing. There's a lot of crazy things going on. But at the end of the day, if you find yourself sitting waiting for what's next to come, you and me, let us be us to come. Let us always remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. All I know is I know the rules and the tools. There's 2 things in this life I've been great at, and this is one of them. I can change anyone's life. I can hold their hand, make sure they master the tools and rules up here so they never have to bring the pain home ever again. You got a phone number in front of you today. If you don't have it, don't see it, it's 800-510-3338. The ability to call one of the specialists right away as well. So today, there's 20,000 rules getting to the workshop for you to listen and learn to. Raise rules, never bring the pain home ever again. So the end of the day, it's pretty simple right now. If you want to move forward, all you got to do is pick up that phone and call one of those specialists right away. And never forget, at the end of the day, God loves us all.